This is Rockslapping Champions. Player 1, playing Nova. We have Orc. And player 2, playing Raynor. We have Lissa. So let's have a look at the masteries while the players get set up. Nova is a level 883 Ascension Commander. We have gone for 30 points into the airstrike cost reduction mastery, 30 points into the unit attack speed, and then an even split here into Nova energy regeneration and the unit HP regeneration mastery. Now personally I prefer the primary ability improvement mastery here, but Nova has gone for the Soldier of Fortune upgrade, so I can see why they've gone for the unit attack speed. But generally the primary ability improvement is a little bit better because it does allow you to improve Nova's shotgun damage, and you can usually wipe out attack waves a little bit. And additionally over here, I would normally put in a little bit less points here. I'd normally just go for about 5 points in the unit HP regeneration, but this is also okay. Raynor is not an Ascension level commander. They are still leveling their Raynor, but they are playing with a Backwater Marshal prestige, so that means that they have at least leveled up their Raynor a little bit and should be reasonably experienced. So Backwater Marshal means you do not have access to mules, but your biological units have a little bit of extra HP, in fact double the amount of HP that they would normally have, and it does make them a little bit more tanky. But one of the things about Backwater Marshal is that it relies on snowballing. If you lose your army in the early game, then bad things are going to happen to you because you are not able to snowball as quickly. Your units are expensive, but they are also very, very strong. We have a few Marines already that have been dropped for Raynor, and he will start clearing his expansion. Pretty much standard play over here. And yeah, just getting the snowball up is really, really important, and making sure you're not taking unnecessary damage from attack waves. So usually the way Backwater Marshal will play is that you rely on spawn camping a lot. So you know, if you're dealing with a ground-based composition, you drop some vultures, spawn camp with spire mines, and then everything is easy. Or you use your cooldowns to start softening the enemy units up before you engage them with your ground units. Now, it does get a little bit more difficult during prestige leveling because your medics are not as effective as you would like them to be, and it means that your medics usually run out of energy before they're able to heal up your Marines as much because they have the double HP pool, which makes them a little bit more difficult. But we have some adepts here that are making their way towards the temple. Raynor has already noticed the adepts, so we will see what the plan is here for Raynor. We have a Banshee airstrike that gets used, and the Banshee airstrike will end up killing off these adepts, and Nova is now out. So what do we have for Nova over here? So Nova is going to be making her way over here to the enemy base, and Raynor is going to be taking his expansion as well. Expansion is a little bit late, but not too late, so it's not really too serious of an issue as long as he's able to saturate quickly. Banshee airstrike is done now, and will obviously move towards the bonus objective to try and clear this out a little bit. So Banshee airstrike working with the bonus objective, aggroing some of these zealots for some no apparent reason, and Nova has to go and deal with this entire attack wave by herself. Switches over to shotgun mode, and one shotgun blast instantly one-shots the rest of the adepts. Banshee airstrike has timed out now, and we have an army of how many Marines? We have 7 Marines already out for Raynor, and those Marines will have to probably hide behind Nova until we have an adequate number of Marines out, but we will see what the plan is here. Raynor already has started to work away on their expansion. They are taking some gas for some reason, even though they are short on minerals, not the gas income. I'm not really sure why that is, but we also now have a few medics added to the mix here. These medics will join these Marines, and these Marines are running towards these medics. They're like, heal me, and the medics will gladly oblige. And you'll see now why one of the more problematic things here for Raynor is every single time he stims, these medics are going to be running out of a lot of energy, and these Marines are getting picked off one by one by this little Zastone here. Both these commanders are actually trying to focus on the bonus objective. Nova now blinks back out here, and she needs to try and deal with his next bonus objective. Hybrid relatively upset with Nova, and Nova will have to be a little bit careful. The Hybrid can deal a little bit of damage, but Nova is going to switch over back to snipe mode, and she will start shooting this Hybrid over here. The Hybrid sees the Raven, does gas his little roar ability, and now Nova's Marines are jumping in as well. Railgun turret gets used to try and take out the Hybrid. Over here, Raynor has already incurred some losses with the zappiness of the Zastone. Actually, Raynor is not microing any of his units, and these things are just getting killed one by one. And some of these mechs are trying to heal up themselves as well. They are all getting zapped right now. And Raynor has actually lost 4 Marines in the early game just trying to deal with that bonus objective. Now Nova is over here, and I think Nova will probably try to end up pushing a little bit. So we have some Marines being added to the mix here, and the enemy composition is disruptive artillery. So this is going to be a ground composition, pretty much the perfect thing for Raynor, especially given that Nova is clearing these lanes. It allows Raynor to build some vultures and use his fire mines, his spawn camps. So that should mean that Raynor should take very minimal losses in this game. Already we have a second barracks coming out for Raynor, which is okay. Production-wise, we have just an extra supply depot, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So what do we have now for Nova? Nova is just going to start pushing around here, just slowly clearing these enemy structures and these photon cannons as well. And now the first Void Thrasher is out, so Nova will have to go and deal with this. Raynor is nowhere to be seen, actually. He only has 3 Marines in his army. What is he producing right now? He's already floating around 1,000 of each resource, so he has a factory out now. So hopefully we'll see some vultures coming out for Raynor, and we have a third barracks as well on the way. And now we have the Hyperion being used for the bonus objective. Hyperion also not moving, it is just parked in position here, which means that you are not getting the extra damage output from the Hyperion. And if you do not believe me, you can look at a Mythbusters episode that has this thing. I do not know which one, but it's available on the Starcraft2Coop.com YouTube channel. But yes, the Hyperion does more damage when it is moving. And because the Hyperion is used for this bonus objective, and the Hyperion will probably not end up clearing this bonus objective, we now have an attack wave that is here, and Raynor has no answers for this attack wave. He has a total of 8 Marines and 4 medics, and that, if you do not know, are not going to be even nearly enough to deal with this. And Raynor has realized that he is in huge trouble. He uses the Banshee airstrike here to try and deal with this attack wave. These Immortals are going to be really tanky, and now a very nice Griffin airstrike from Nova, and that will just one-shot the entirety of the attack wave. But that is only a bandage fix. Raynor is not producing anything and still floating 2,500 minerals and 4 barracks available, so he should be able to ramp up the production, especially with these double reactor barracks. But looks like Raynor wants to just add an armory right now and try and rush something. They have a double engineering bay coming up, and an armor, or no, single engineer bay and 1 armory, but again, that is not a solution to the upcoming attack wave. And now this attack wave has some hybrids. Stim forward over here, 1 RAR from the hybrid, and that drains one of those Marines. And now the rest of these Marines are pretty much going to end up dying. Medics get shredded by the attack wave. 1 last Marine over there. Few more Marine drop here to try and keep the attack wave off Raynor's production structures, but these hybrids are not interested in dealing with this. These adepts can just cut through these Marines so fast. 1 more Griffin airstrike from Nova, and that wipes out all the non-hybrid units. All that is left now for Raynor to do is to handle these 2 hybrids by himself. Nova has already ended up clearing out her lane, so maybe we might see some spawn camping here from Nova, but now these Marines are just being cannon fodder for these hybrids. They are being a little bit delicious, and these hybrids are just going to be eaten through. Nova now tactical airlifts her army up to try and help her flailing ally out, and she is able to completely clear out this attack wave. And now Nova is going to be pushing in on this lane as well to try and clear this lane out. And this is the opportunity that Raynor should be taking, is he should be putting down vultures and spire mines over here. Raynor has them even though he is not at mastery level, and those things will just prevent, it'll prevent, like, if it's done correctly, it'll prevent any enemy units from even reaching his army. All he'll have to deal with are the tunafish hybrids, if there are any in the attack with composition. If there are no tunafish hybrids, he can basically sit back and relax while the spire mines do all the damage. But again, another set of immortals over here. Raynor has a slightly larger army right now, 33 Marines and a very nice Griffin airstrike here from Nova, and that ends up wiping out that attack wave. But again, as I said, that is only one of several attack waves on this mission, and Nova is not really flowing that many resources, so she is going to need to quickly clear the site out and come in and help her ally out, because the next attack wave has a lot of hybrids. Raynor stims, tries to get out of the way. Medics are tanking for the Marines, which is probably not a wise idea, and those medics end up getting completely wrecked. And now a medic jumps is dropped right into the middle of the attack wave and probably gets destroyed as well. None of these hybrids are there. None of these hybrids have died, and there was no focus fire down from Raynor's army onto single hybrids, so all of the army has basically just taken a little bit of damage and nothing has died, so they're all dealing a lot of damage now to Raynor's structures, and now we have another attack wave. Reavers and Disruptors are coming in. Nova has tactical airlifted her army back here now, and we have some snipes coming out from Nova, and her army is going to be taking a little bit of damage over here, but she has managed to clear up the second attack wave of this mission. So what is the total losses here? So Nova has lost 2 Marines. Raynor has lost 71 of his Marines and 8 medics, and what is Raynor producing right now? He's just producing a single medic out of his 4 barracks. So we have 2 reactor barracks, 1 tech lab, and that is basically it for Raynor. He is not producing anything else, and actually he's putting down some bunkers right now. So Raynor wants to go the way of the deaf, and he shall be doing so. He is putting down a... Has he queued up all... Okay, he's queued up all his bunkers on 1 single SCV, so it's gonna be forever until his bunkers are done. Nova is gonna be over here, and she's gonna have to handle this next drop attack by herself. Raynor just walking around, checking his factory, checking stuff out, making sure everything is okay. He's going for his first attack level upgrade, and... This is I have probably never said this before, but you should be getting your armor upgrades as Raynor. Raynor armor upgrades are very, very important. Usually it's the other way around on Rockslapping Champions. You'll always see me complain about people getting armor and shield upgrades. Now I'm going to complain that he's not getting the armor and the shield upgrades. In this case, the armor upgrades for Raynor. Armor upgrades just give you 10% more HP per upgrade, and it's a really, really good value. And this one SCV, he's looking at his to-do list, his job list, and he's just very demoralized right now. He knows he has to do a lot of construction before everything is done. What is Raynor producing right now? Okay, so Raynor now is producing his Marines and his medics at a significant growth rate, which is also kind of nice. Raynor is still floating around 1,300 minerals, and he is mining... Yeah, he's very saturated on there, so his macro is actually reasonably decent. And all you need to do now is just get the rest of these upgrades. We have combat shields, and we have the stabilizer medpacks for the medics, which is really nice. These Immortals now are going to start dealing a little bit of damage to the temple, and we have an emergency Hyperion here to try and take this thing out. I do not know whether the Hyperion was the most optimal choice here. I think Raynor could have saved this for dealing with the next attack wave while he gets his army back up into position. But again, we have a factory over here, and we have an armory over here, but no vultures are being built by Raynor. And this is, like I said, this is a pure ground composition. This is ultimate value for Raynor. Raynor can get... Raynor, this is smooth sailing for Raynor if he just puts down a set of vultures over here on his lane and just spawn camps the area with spire mines, because as soon as the attack wave spawns, everything is gonna end up dying to those spire mines. So kind of surprising, but the Hyperion gets tactical airlifted into this area to try and deal a little bit more damage to Amon's army. And what is Raynor producing right now? He's going for his armor upgrades, and he's also going for some more bunkers. So this will be the last bunker up for Raynor, and if Raynor is interested in getting the bunker upgrades, then what is he? Yeah, he's gone the Terran building armor upgrade. I don't think he has the other upgrade unlocked for his bunker, but now we have the double lane attack wave coming up, and Raynor is going to load up his army into the bunkers. Or Raynor is going to go onto the low ground and give Amon a little bit of low ground advantage here, and Raynor's entire army is going to be stepping forward and trying to take out these hybrids. And you can see they do a reasonably good job. They're able to tank all this damage. Hybrids don't really do very much against Raynor's army because the hybrids have a low attack speed. But now, what is coming up from behind, Raynor has realized this is a huge problem because his army is now getting funneled by the very own bunkers that he has built. And all his Marines are getting stuck over here, trying to stem forward. But again, his entire army is getting stuck behind the bunkers that he has built, and he has actually managed to choke himself here. He finally manages to stem forward and clear out the set of Immortals. He has taken a few losses over here. 94 Marines have died so far, and with the help of the Banshee airstrike, he does manage to survive that attack wave. And now we have another northern attack wave coming up here. Nova is going to go in and intercept this attack wave. I'm not sure why those Banshees are being moved forward here. There's nothing left in that side, but Nova has basically deleted everything there. She's going to be stepping forward with her army and clearing that attack wave out. Raynor's army is now actually getting pretty large, so Raynor is reasonably better off right now. He has about 70 Marines, pretty good, and 10 medics. A little bit low on the medic count. You do need to have a little bit extra medics here so that you can heal up your army, because your army has a larger HP pool here. And Nova now is looking at this, and Raynor's army is going to be moving forward, but again, a very nice airstrike from Nova, and that is pretty much the entirety of the attack wave gone. And now we have the next drop attack coming up here for Raynor. Raynor's few bunkers are taking a little bit of scratch damage from some of the Immortals, but very promptly cleared out by both these players. And there might be another drop attack coming up as well sometime soon. Raynor again has stimmed forward, or actually he did stim a little bit forward to try and deal with that drop attack, but that is all okay. Now the next warpin has come up, and that factory is on fire right now. So those Immortals are stepping forward and trying to deal a little bit of damage to this factory. Factory is in the red, sitting at about 70 HP. Is Raynor going to heal this thing in time? There is a ping there and another drop attack coming in from the northern side, and Raynor actually manages to catch that factory before it burns down. And now there is another warpin attack on the northern side. And again, Raynor and Nova's army are able to intercept that and clear that out very, very quickly. And what do we have now for Raynor? Raynor is sitting still at 138 supply, floating 3,800 minerals. And this is going to be a problem because he only has 75 Marines. And now we are waiting for the next attack wave. Nova has already pinged over there, saying that the next attack wave will be coming up there, and Raynor will have to try and make sure he's able to deal with that attack wave reasonably adequately without too many problems. But first, he wants to go and deal with this middle lane attack wave. So he's going to move in here. Nova is already looking forward over here, and a very beautiful airstrike over there from Nova, and that is so good. That just one-shots the entire attack wave. And now Raynor is going to be stepping forward to try and intercept this next attack wave over here. He has a few missile darts for some reason. I'm not sure why he has a few of that, but now Disruptor Purification Novas come right on top of Raynor's army, and there are Reavers shelling this army from the back, and these Reavers are getting so much value because they're getting the high ground vision from the Adepts over here. So these Marines are just all getting funneled right through, and these Reavers are just having a field day right now on Raynor's army, just firing so many shots over here. Raynor's army has dropped to 9 Marines in total, so he lost all his Marines in that last engage, and now there's another attack wave on the back line here, and Immortals on the front line. These things are going to tank these Marines to no end, and the Tuna Fish Hybrids having absolutely no problem scaling off any of these units. We have a Hyperion that gets used. Yamato Cannon gets used on one of the Immortals here. Does a little bit of splash damage, but again, the Hyperion not being moved, so not getting as much damage up. But then all these medics now have to run away from the attack wave because the attack wave is going to be really, really nasty over here. So the Hyperion is going to try and attack the Void Thrasher instead of the thing that is moving towards the temple. The Void Thrasher, especially when you have a large HP pool, is not really much of a priority. You should be trying to take out this attack wave because this attack wave can deal so much damage to the temple so quickly. Raynor's bunkers now are going to get promptly removed by Amon's forces, which might be actually to a benefit for Raynor, because he will no longer be choking his army through his bunkers, and these Marines are going to be stimming forward and just ending up actually mostly surviving right here. Nova has tactical airlift in their army, and now Nova is just going to go in and delete the rest of Amon's forces. So focus on the Disruptor over there. There are a few Reavers. Nova will have to be a little bit careful. She might take a few heavy losses over here, but she has a defensive drone to try and help her out. On the northern side, the rest of Raynor's army goes flying, and who said Marines cannot fly? In fact, Marines have the flying upgrade as long as they get some help from Amon's forces. And another Griffin airstrikes. These Griffin airstrikes are so on point. They are so, they're so good. And Raynor's army now is just being put into the meat grinder that is Amon's army. I'm not really sure what this Disruptor is doing over here, but again, a few more kills here on Raynor's army, and we have a few more Marines here. But I think that should be pretty much the last attack we've done. And now we have our first siege tank in the mission that has spawned at the 26-minute mark. But I think that is pretty much it for the temple. The temple has been defended, but at the cost of 250 of Raynor's Marines. But that is the temple defended, and that is GG.